Well, there is in the primates, there's a fairly consistent pattern of dominance yielding more offspring. And so the dominant male in a baboon or chimp group will have more sexual access to the females, in part because he will drive away rivals, and he's able to because he's stronger or he's more cunning, and he will have more offspring. And there are, of course, legendary tales of emperors and kings and dictators who've had many, many wives or mistresses or women anyway, and they have more offspring. So from the point of view of the hard eye of nature, having more offspring is good if you can sustain the costs. But the average human being can have barely one or two or three or four children, and it's a difficult responsibility to take care of them. Sometime in Europe, we shifted to the kind of nuclear family model, and maybe we did that because of the industrial system, which requires that people be mobile and able to move to where the work is, and then they go there with their wife and children or their husband and children, and then they take care of them. But what's involved in raising children is, of course, an immense set of endless responsibilities and tasks. Many religious people actually wear amulets on their body to indicate, if only to themselves, that they're Catholic, they're Jewish, they're Muslim, they're whatever. And humans are group animals. You can't live alone. And we're not equipped to be alone. As a consequence, whatever affiliation we have, we tend to celebrate and to assert. And so it's a mystery why a Catholic, or say two Christians, Lutheran and Baptist, will be in disagreement about some fundamental issues. And in some cases, as with the Sunni and the Shia, they'll actually kill each other for reasons which have to do with something that happened hundreds and hundreds of years ago. Nobody remembers why. But the idea of identity that's associated with religion is sufficiently important to so many people that they are prepared to get punished, incarcerated for their religion, because somehow religion becomes associated with the essence of self. And it's a mystery, if you will, how that happens, but people will do things, as you suggested, for religion that they wouldn't do for anything else. After all, if you're a holy warrior and you're wanting to kill somebody because they're not of your religion, it's hard. Killing people is difficult unless you can just blast them with a big weapon. But if you have, as in the early days of religious wars, where you had to actually go up to somebody and cut their throat or beat them up or do something, that's hard work. And generally people do not want to be killed, and so they fight back. And so you've got quite a struggle going on when all you're trying to do in your own mind is perfecting the world for God or your God. It's a very interesting question why that happens. It does seem that some religions are somewhat more peaceful than others, which is in principle a good thing, except that they may then get overwrought or overrun by more truculent religions, and that has happened. We've seen it repeatedly. It it's almost certain that some religions are better than others in the sense of providing a peace of mind, a sense of social comfort, a sense of decency than other religions. One of the interesting things about the Christian religion is the notion of original sin, or the Catholics especially, so that you're born bad and you've got to kind of work off your badness through your life cycle. That's a very interesting idea, why that should be and why that should have worked, but it has. You have only to read one of the most important scientific texts on the subject, James Joyce's Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man, when he's confronted by the contrast between his own sexuality and Roman Catholicism in Ireland, to see how turbulent this whole thing is.